Islam. 5 on the right, 2 on the left. We're going to begin within our heart and mind and recite the Moorish prayer, facing east. Amen. Islam. Today we're going to discuss the Clearfield Doctrine. I always title these venues Remedy because knowing thyself is remedy. It is the only remedy. So I'm going to continue with the Clearfield Doctrine, reading this to you, and understand that the remedy through this doctrine is that when so-called public said government officials try to adjudicate you with bills of attainment, that they dealing with fiat, that they drop down to merely private persons, and that you have an opportunity to sue them in a civil court because they become civil persons at that point. All right, so now let's proceed. This is the Clearfield Doctrine. Governments descend to the level of mere private corporation and take on the characteristics of a mere private citizen, where private corporate commercial paper, Federal Reserve notes, and security checks is concerned. For purposes of suit, such corporations and individuals are regarded as entirely separate from government. Clearfield Trust Code versus United States 318 U.S. 363 to 371, 1942. What the Clearfield Doctrine is saying is that when private commercial paper is used by corporate government, the government loses its sovereignty status and becomes indifferent than a mere private corporation. As such, government becomes bound by the rules and laws that govern private corporations, which means that if they intend to compel an individual to some specific performance based upon its corporate status or corporate rules, then the government, like any private corporation, must be the holder in due course of a contract or other commercial agreement between it and the one upon whom demands for a specific performance are made. Any further, the government must be willing to enter the contract or commercial agreement into evidence before trying to get to the court to enforce its demands called statutes. This case is very important because it is a 1042 case after the IRR versus Tompkins 304 U.S. 64 1938 case, in which the legislators and judiciary changed from legislating under public law, which was in consonance with the Constitution, to legislating under public policy, according to the wishes of the creditors of the U.S. corporation. So there you have it. When these de facto individuals want to come up and start throwing you under threat, duress, coercion, etc., you might want to put them on notice with a quo warranto and remind them of the Clearfield Doctrine that they will be liable for if they continue the harassment, and that you unconditionally will be willing to accept any offer upon the verifications that may be specific to the need or the addressment of your venue. All right, so I want all my MOABITES to keep this in mind. If anyone has any questions, has any suggestions, anything on your mind that you want to elaborate on, you can leave it in the comment section. I'll help you as best as I can. You know, I just want to remind you that Noble Ali inspired and also encouraged us to become a part of the affairs of the said government. And this is how you will get your experience. This is how the Albions will teach us law. All right? If there's no other way that you will get that experience, the wisdom, other than becoming a part of the upliftment of humanity. Right? We are charged to do that for the universe and Mother Morocco. So with that being said, Islam, I yield the floor to the next time. Peace.